I try to draw out not only the what, but the why and how, so you can see what it means to move through the journey, week by week, change by change. From the very beginning, the book feels like a conversation. Ken and Mary don't preach from some ivory tower, they start from the ground up. They tell you about their own story, being working-class immigrants, having little, making mistakes, and slowly, but deliberately, building financial independence. That story is important, because it frames everything. It says, yes, you can begin from zero. Yes, you can change your money story. And yes, you can do it in a way that's not just about sacrificing, but about joy. They open by asking you to face reality. Many of us float through life with vague notions of what we owe, what we earn, what we spend, but seldom with clarity. The first week or two is about getting that clarity, looking at income, outgoings, debts, and what your real financial obligations are. They encourage you to track everything, every subscription, every small expense, everything you might have been ignoring because it seemed too small to matter. That's the foundation. You can't fix what you don't quantify. Once the realities are in view, the next phase is about mindset. Ken and Mary emphasize that changing habits, beliefs, and emotions around money is as important as the numbers. If you believe you'll always be broke, or that money people are different from you, that belief will shape your actions, consciously or not. So they guide you through shifting from fear, shame, or scarcity to one of possibility, control, and even optimism. The idea is, you need to believe financial freedom is possible, not just for others, but for you. As the story unfolds into the middle weeks, you confront debts. Not just generic debt, but your specific debts. Credit cards, loans, mortgages, etc. They walk you through prioritizing which debts to pay off first, often those with high interest or those weighing most on your emotional health, and then creating a plan to eliminate them. They show how to negotiate or refinance if possible, how to avoid pitfalls, and how to prevent falling back into debt by changing spending habits and building buffers. Parallel to the debt work is building savings. The authors insist that being debt-free is not enough, you also need safety and forward motion. They introduce the idea of rainy day funds and emergency savings so that when something unexpected occurs, car breaks down, job changes, you don't slide back into debt. Some weeks are about automating saving, optimizing where to keep your savings, accounts, maybe short-term vehicles, and ensuring the savings plan is realistic given your income and expenses. Then they shift toward income growth and diversification. They don't assume your income is fixed. They ask, how can you grow it? Can you ask for raises, shift jobs, develop side income, monetize skills? They also introduce the idea of assets, not just as passive buzzwords, but as things you build into your life, investments, property, business, etc., depending on where you are. They warn about risks, outline basics of investing, stocks, funds, pensions, etc., and help you see how small, consistent investments early on compound over time. Alongside the technical, there's recurring emphasis on joy and well-being. Money isn't just a tool to accumulate, it's supposed to buy freedom, peace of mind, time, and experiences. Ken and Mary often pause to ask, what gives you joy? What would you do if money weren't the limiting factor? They want you to build a financial plan that doesn't strip life of meaning, but enhances it. That means you budget for things that bring you real pleasure, you let go of guilt around spending where it matters, and you build rest, relationships, hobbies into the picture. There's also a portion of the narrative dedicated to systems and habits. Week by week you are encouraged to set up routines, regular financial reviews, tools to track spending, calendars, or reminders to invest/save/pay, maybe simplified systems of money buckets or envelopes or accounts. The idea is that you don't just need a plan, you need a living framework that carries the plan forward when life gets messy. Midway through, as you start to see small wins, debt decreasing, savings growing, perhaps even early investment returns, there's a theme about momentum. The Okoroafers argue that momentum is psychic as much as financial. Small wins build confidence, and confidence drives better choices. So they don't expect you to sprint, but to walk forward steadily, celebrate progress, and let that forward motion feed into the next step. Towards the final weeks, there is more pulling together, reviewing insurance, pensions, tax planning, longer-term assets, considering property if that's in your goals, retirement plans, and ensuring your legacy or future you is considered. They guide you to ask, when this 10-week journey ends, what next? How will you adjust the plan to changing incomes, changing needs, changing markets? The idea is that financial joy is not a finish line but an ongoing journey, and the goal is to design something durable. The closing sections reflect on resistance, what happens when you slip up, when unexpected costs hit, when life throws curveballs. They don't sugarcoat it. They offer strategies, re-anchoring to values, resetting goals, rebalancing budgets, getting support from partners or peers, and forgiving yourself. They say the path to financial freedom includes failures, missteps, but that's part of the learning. By the end, you are meant to emerge with not just a cleaner balance sheet, but a transformed relationship with money. You see money as something to serve you, not something you serve. You're more intentional about what you spend, what you invest, what you prioritize. You've built habits that protect you, cushion you, and propel you. You have small but real resources, whether in debt repayment, emergency savings, income streams, investment growth, that give you choices. Ultimately, the story the authors carry you through ends with hope. Hope grounded in action. Every week has its tasks, its fear, its resistance, but also its breakthrough moments. What starts as financial hardship, stress, confusion transforms into clarity, agency, even joy. The book's narrative is that you deserve financial peace, and you can build it, not in some vague future, but by steps you take starting this week.